Hey guys, this is Matt. Thanks for checking out another Refuge 5cast. Um, the latest guy in the media this is just being bashed around left and right is Tiger Woods. Now, I know nothing about Tiger Woods except that he plays golf. I don't know, the stuff that's in the media. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's false. I don't know what's rumor or anything like that. And I'm in no position to judge him, and I'm not. What I am doing is maybe there's some lessons that we can learn out of situations like these. There's a couple things to think about when we see celebrities fall in a way that Tiger Woods has fallen. Number one, we got to keep looking up. I know my personal failures and and people around me who I've seen who have fallen and have come on hard times. Usually, it's a result of not keeping our eyes on Christ. Usually our eyes gaze down upon things of this world, like stuff and shows and bad relationships, and instead of being focused upon things of eternal value, and that's when we fall. Jesus addressed this in Hebrews 12:1. Let me just read this real quick. Such a large crowd of witnesses is all around us, so we must get rid of everything that slows us down, especially the sin that just won't let go. And we must be determined to run the race that is ahead of us. We must keep our eyes, here it is right here, we must keep our eyes on Jesus, who leads us and makes our faith complete. We must constantly be looking up so that we don't fall down. Number two is real simply this: look around. I mean, it's obvious by looking at around the world today that wealth, although it does bring temporary happiness, doesn't satisfy, at least not very long. I mean, look at the stream of celebrities who have it all and yet still have to fill that void in their lives through an addiction. Or look at the non-celebrities who have it all: the house, the car, the beautiful wife or husband, and yet their lives end in divorce and despair and loneliness. We don't have to look very far to find out and to rediscover that stuff, although it might make us happy temporarily, doesn't really have much eternal value. King Solomon went through two stages of his life in the Old Testament. You could read about this in Ecclesiastes. Let me just read two verses. First one, he says, I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. It's basically saying I had everything I could possibly desire. I mean, he was a rich man. He could get anything he wanted, and he did. Now, you go on in Ecclesiastes a little bit further, and you can see that he goes through a little bit of a dark time in his life, and then he comes to a realization, and he writes this in Ecclesiastes 3:11. He writes this: He has also set eternity in the hearts of men, yet they cannot fathom what God has done from beginning to end. What he's saying there is that what he found out, what he discovered, was that there is something in our hearts, a hole in our hearts that only God can fill. Now, the problem is we go through life and we try to fill that empty spot in our lives with stuff. And we all know that stuff doesn't last. And stuff doesn't keep us happy for very long. And what Solomon was saying was that he has set eternity in our hearts. What he's saying there is that that void in our lives can only be filled truly by God. Now, Jesus said this in a little bit different way in the book of Luke 12:15. He says, "Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." What he's saying basically is there's more to life than what we see in front of our face. And you know what? I just want you to think on those 2 points this week. Keeping your eyes up, looking looking to God for guidance and instruction and direction in your life, and looking around and realizing that there's nothing in this world that is greater than having a relationship with Jesus Christ. Nothing is going to satisfy you more than that.